man. We're live.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Don't Be Mad podcast. Proud members of the Upford Network. I'm your boy, Lefty Lucky, and I'm joined here as always with...
Your boy, Jamali.
And Jason, how y'all doing?
And it is a rainy Friday evening. Trying to dry up and not be too sweaty wearing all the extra layers because it's warm out.
You feel me?
But I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling great. As always, let's kick this off the way we usually do. How you guys doing? How's the mental health? How was your week?
Long fucking week. Thank God it's over.
It was a long week.
But it was a good week, though.
It was a long week. I can agree with that.
Good,
Anything
man?
else? Mental health?
I'm good. I'm sane.
Same.
I like
Steady.
to believe so.
You know, positive, joyful.
Oh, definitely.
Beautiful. That's what I like to hear. How about you, Jason?
Good, man. Can't complain. Just enjoying life as much. Hopefully get warmer, but that's it.
I feel like it's been warm. It's just, obviously today it's a bit like windy and wet, so it's kind of like deceiving. But I mean, we're not like in winter coats and walking on ice, so that's always a plus for me.
Right.
Plus, I'll take this rain like we were talking about last week, where it's like just wash all the shit and the rocks away. So, let it come down now. Get it all out the way in April. So hopefully in May we're good to go. And as for myself, yeah, like I said, man, I feel like this week was long, but got through it. Wasn't too bad. Last night, saw Endgame. I won't say anything other than it was great. It was amazing. Did you see it yet?
No, I'm seeing it on Friday.
Today is Friday.
Sorry, Sunday. No, not Friday. I mean Sunday.
I was about to say, buddy,
No.
we're kind of busy right now.
I'm seeing it on Sunday. I bought the VIP thing.
Yeah,
so
dude, it's so...
I want to be pampered while I watch something. That's
You
why.
want to be pampered.
That's right.
Don't get too pampered to the point where like you got to get up and go to the bathroom, man. Like it's 3 hours long.
I am
Prepare
not
yourself.
ashamed and peeing my pants just to watch this movie.
Just bring some Depends, like just in case. 'Cause, like you're doing like the VIP, so for sure you're gonna get a couple of drinks in there. You're gonna have some food.
No, but we're gonna go early to get that deal with eat and everything. Then after, like, I'm...
Because I think what the
Glad it's
VIP
clear.
ones, they like let you in like 30 minutes before, so you can like order, eat, and all that shit. So if I'm not mistaken,
I never been. Well, this is the first time I'm gonna be doing it, so I'm gonna see how it is. I've heard people say it's really good.
yeah,
And I had like so many points from the scene thing, so I'm like, you know what? Let me just use them
might
up
as
for
well.
this. Yeah.
yeah. Because like for me, it's like I've never done it myself. Like it's been mostly hearsay. Because usually when I go to the movies, I like to go alone. Especially like if it's a movie I really, really want to see, where I'm just like I want to be locked in, focused. Don't talk to me.
Gotta
And,
go
like,
alone.
Oh, dude, going to the movies by yourself and just enjoying a movie, your phone's away, no one's bothering you, nobody's tapping on the shoulder, and like, I don't get it. It's the best. You just sit there, you enjoy, no distractions, and that's what I got last night. I was locked in for 3 hours. It did not feel like 3 hours, and it felt like the last 11 years for this portion of what we got from the MCU is complete, but it's also ready to like move forward.
Best movie of all time?
I won't say of all time, because if I'm saying that now, it's mostly because of the hype of it. And like I like to, for a movie to be like best movie of all time, it's got to be one where it's not just I decide to watch it, but if it's on TV,
Okay.
will I stop what I'm doing to watch it? Like movies like that I reserve for like best movie of all time. But it's definitely one of the strongest scripts in all the 22 MCU movies.
Cool. That's good.
Yeah, especially with like the way people spoke about Infinity War and being like it was jumpy and you had all these characters, but it didn't feel like you got enough of them. I can honestly say for this, and this isn't a spoiler, it's not giving anything away, you really get that feeling of this is an homage to the people who started this, and you're really getting their emotions, their journey, and what they have gone through throughout these years, and that part coming to a close and a continuation from this. Like that's what this movie provided, and I feel like if I could compare it to anything, which sorry Jamali, like the first 2 episodes of Game of Thrones.
Oh, you gotta apologize to me.
Well, I know like this isn't really your section. The first 2 episodes of Game of Thrones, like that first 2 hours, is what I felt Endgame had. And then if anything of the last hour of Endgame is to be what is expected for this third episode of Game of Thrones, you're in for a treat, and we're all in for a treat when Sunday comes.
Well, yeah, that's good. I wanna see if it could be the best movie of all time. I loved Infinity War.
Dude,
My
it was
favorite,
so good.
my favorite movie of all time is Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. Not the first or the third one. It's always Two Towers.
Two Towers. Well, Two Towers had like the most action, had the longest cinematic. Well, until Sunday, it had the longest running cinematic or TV battle scene ever.
Well, yeah, I want to see for Game of Thrones. I'm gonna probably catch a repeat when I get home after the movie because I'm watching the movie at 6.
Yeah.
So when I get home, I'll catch it. So
Stay off the internet.
no, it'd be fine. Like I posted on Twitter that I'm like tiptoeing around Twitter just to avoid spoilers. So it's gonna be good.
Oh yeah, you got like no choice, man. Especially like I don't even when I'm watching Game of Thrones, I'm on Do Not Disturb. Like I just don't want anybody messaging me during that time where it's like I treat it like I'm at the movies because essentially Game of Thrones is a damn movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're gonna be fine, man. You're gonna enjoy the movie. You're gonna love so many of the scenes that pop up. And next week we're talking about it. Like I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's fine.
You guys got a week.
Gotta watch the end game.
Yeah, you guys got like. I mean, for you, if you don't want to watch it, whatever. People watching at home, you guys got a week to watch Endgame, and then we are talking about it. I know at the very least on social media, you got till Wednesday. I'm giving you a cheapy Tuesday night. You got Wednesday morning, maybe till about when I finish work. And then it's time to talk about Endgame and how it made us all feel and how we feel MCU is going to go from this point on. Because there was so much to it.
Nice.
Dude,
Jamali, we won't bore you much because I know this is not your thing.
Anything on your mind, buddy?
Nah, bro.
I mean, we could literally have like a 2-hour episode of just talking Game of Thrones.
No, we're not talking Game of Thrones.
That's
Fuck
my
that.
point.
Y'all need to start a new podcast for your game of bullshit.
Why do you gotta call it Game of Bullshit, man?
Because I feel like it's overhyped.
It's really.
I feel
Jamali,
like-
you can't call something overhyped
No,
if you
hold
haven't
on.
seen it.
Let me finish
That
my point.
too.
That's true. I could give you that much. But I do feel like people like it's just constantly thrown like on every timeline, every conversation. And I'm just have to be like, yo, bro, I'm not one of those people.
But understand something. If everyone's talking about it, if it's everywhere, if it's
Bro,
on
I feel
the
like
timeline,
it's like one of those things where people want to fucking fit in, bro. Because there's so many
No.
dope. Hold on, let me finish. There's a lot of dope shows that you watch other than Game of Thrones, right? And you
Not
know,
much.
or you don't watch when Game of Thrones on for the last 2 years. You haven't watched any shit.
No, like MasterChef.
You're fucking with me, bro.
Dude, you know I watch mostly sports, like all the
But you
time,
also
bro.
watch, like, for example, that what's that show? The one with
Vanderpump Rules.
no, bro, none of your little millennial soap operas.
You don't watch Vanderpump Rules?
That's not the point. I said
Okay, then. Thank you. Don't act like you're too good.
Actually, I haven't watched this season at all.
But you do watch Vanderpump Rules.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, then.
Katie's
so don't talk
pretty.
about it like you're above it.
No, I'm not like that. I mean, like, I'm talking about what's that one with the black kid who comes a cocaine dealer? That was a dope show.
Snowfall.
You
Yeah.
put me on that.
Oh,
but
dude,
like,
I love Snowfall.
How many people go hype over that? And I think that was a great story.
Speaking from my group chats,
Right.
I know like I have like a group of friends in my group chat that we all watch. Like I got a lot of them on Snowfall.
Right.
Told them catch up to it. I see people talk about it on the timeline too and I feel like people not navigated, but they went over to Snowfall when Power started to dip a bit.
Right.
Because I mean, there was a time when Power was on, like it was like a Twitter event. Like you go on Twitter or Instagram and people were just like,
shut that shit down.
you know, tweeting the fuck out of that shit because it was like that's what it was. But I don't know. Ever since a lot of the original writers left and a lot of like the original producer and everything left, it kind of fell.
Power?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
because I know,
for
like
sure.
I think maybe it was around season 3 that I was kind of drifting away from it. Yeah, ever since then, like it's not even a thought to me anymore. Like
No.
with Game of Thrones, it's
But I feel like,
just-
but you
it's
got to admit,
different,
there
bro.
is a certain hype behind it.
Jamali, I'll explain
and
it
it's
to you.
understandable.
Jamali, I'll explain to you because when I only recently started watching Game of Thrones last year, like season 1 to 3 with Wolf,
Right.
and just recently I binge watched everything, and the story is very compelling. Like if you someone that reads the books, I can say it's more compelling. I haven't read the books. I like the story, and it's well acted.
Yeah.
The scenes are perfect. Like, I'm sure people who read the books, when they read the books, like, and they see it on TV, it's like, this is what I imagined what the show would be like. And it's very high quality. It's like every episode is like going to the movies
Essentially.
and going and seeing a really, really good movie. Very good quality.
And
that's good.
and I think that's the one thing that maybe a lot of people in your position who felt this way about, it's a hype thing, it's people jumping on. But when you have a show that's literally just quality top to bottom, where every detail that you see on screen, whether it's right in the forefront or in the background, anything that's highlighted has a purpose. Like, I haven't had an episode where I felt like there were wasted scenes.
No, I'm not saying I'm from the cinematic or even like story based. I'm not saying it's trash. I'm just feeling like the way people go on about it, it's almost like if you're not watching this, you're missing out on life. And to me, like, I probably, like I told you last week, I'll probably go back once it's all done and watch it on my own time and come to my own conclusion. I hate, you know me, I'm not the person who just thrive on hype.
You're a contrarian, man.
I fucking hate it.
Yeah, but Jamal, you're going to be talking about something. Imagine you like it, you're going to be talking about something that everyone already knew about a whole year ago. And like, this is old news.
I understand that, but trust me, Matthew and I watch a lot of similar shows. We hardly talk about them. It's understood that the show is dope, and we know each other. We watch it. We don't discuss shit. I'm not a person who, huh?
I hate to admit this, but those shows aren't as good as Game of Thrones, quality wise.
I mean, it depends on what you're looking for as value.
If you're talking
This
about
is top value.
it's top value.
Right, for you guys, because you guys are actively watching this. Maybe when I watch it, maybe I'll feel the same way. Until then, we'll play by ear.
But
Like
don't call
I
it
said, man,
overhype if you haven't seen it. That's the thing.
It's one of those
I
things
never said it's
whether you
overhyped. I
do
said
or
I
don't-
feel like it's overhyped because so many people, it's just like, let's just put it this way. I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to say that.
No, I'll put it like this. Don't allow your feelings to interrupt your ability to just dive into it.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's like, for example, like The Wire. I think The Wire was a dope ass show.
Yeah.
Like, it was really worth every aspect of it. But I wasn't like, I don't think I had that urge to be like, I mean, maybe it was a different era too. There was social media wasn't as jumpy as it is now. So,
Yeah, but if somebody were to, like, today start watching The Wire and have those emotions that we had about it and be like, oh shit, like, I can't believe I'm only now seeing this.
Right.
I would look at them the same way I'm looking at you. It's like, well, join the club. Like, you're here now.
And Jamal,
when
The Wire was out, everyone was watching
that too.
Everyone was
Anything
watching
like
it.
it's an HBO show, so it's like you had to go out of your way. It's not like today where streaming was like you had that
Right,
streaming
right.
access, but like back then, if you were watching, it's because you spent the extra money to get HBO, so you can digest and invest yourself into the show. And the fact that you have so many people that the second the season, like the premiere of this season was announced, they either got HBO, Craze, or whatever they needed to get
Bro,
so they could watch it live at
I
9
literally
o'clock.
work for a cable company.
There you
It's
go.
it's like every third call, it's like, I need HBO, like since January.
Yeah.
I need HBO. Could you give me a deal on it?
Yeah, but that's what
And
I was going to say. That's because of quality. It's a
I
quality.
mean, not all the
network.
time. Not because there's a lot of people following something that there's quality behind it. We can't. The two are not correlated.
No, I agree with you. Like, you can't, for anything.
And I feel like a lot of people
that
watch
nature.
it because it's such a popular conversation that they don't want to feel left out.
But
So
the reason it's a popular conversation is because it's so damn good.
And I'm not
it's
gonna dispute
the fact that you get a show where visually it's good, script wise it's good, it's written well, it's shot well. There's nothing that feels wasted. You get emotionally attached to characters. You get emotionally attached to scenes even. And this whole journey of you've gone now, what, 12 years, I believe? No, it hasn't been that long. The show started, I believe, 2012.
Yeah, something like that.
2012, not 12 years. And from 2012 to now, 2019, we've been on this journey of not just watching these characters, but watching these actors grow into these characters and really just encompassing what George R. R. Martin originally put in book form, a book that the very first one came out in the 90s. So the attachment that a lot of people have, first off, stems from the original A Song of Ice and Fire book series, where you had just so much in that they were able to pull this incredible epic and create this series that generates for people who didn't even read the books in that sense and have that first literature attachment to it. So for that to happen, it's not a coincidence.
All right, man. Let's talk sports, man.
You don't even know what happened in sports. Who did the Giants draft?
I didn't get to watch that.
Okay, so you're not watching anything. So why do you want to talk about anything?
I'm sad in sports, but it's okay.
I'm not. I have no hope right now in my Giants. Okay, you don't have to rub salt in the wound. There's no point of you doing this.
Hey, you guys passed on the second.
Look, you guys got a quarterback. You got Daniel Jones.
But I
You
don't know.
could have had Haskins or Locke.
Jamal is not going to join your side, Tyler. He's not going to.
No, I doubt he joins the Browns. I mean, they got Baker Mayfield, so, you know. And
Yeah.
your boy OBJ's over there now, too.
I mean, I'm gonna watch your game. I'm gonna cheer for you guys when you're not playing the Giants. I don't think you're playing the Giants this season.
The Browns?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know your guys' schedule.
I don't think so.
So yeah, let's talk about your football.
But nah, man. We talk about that big shot.
Big Sean?
Big shot.
Oh, big shot. No.
That
Damian
Lillard.
Lillard.
Oh,
I can honestly say that was the best game of the playoffs so far.
Yep.
Like, I stayed up till 1 a.m. to watch that damn game. It was so good.
is it me? But that shot was. I'm not saying it was a lucky shot.
Oh, no, it was meant to be.
He's been hitting shots like that though.
It was meant to be. Especially the way he was hitting shots all night.
Right. No, he was on fire for sure.
Like he was in
He
his,
was just
he was
in the
his
zone.
He had his flow. And the second I saw Paul George up there, I'm like, they're not going to double him. He's out there 40 feet. He's going to hit it. Like, he's going to hit that shot.
I'm not gonna lie. I was surprised to see him even take it. I thought like because Paul George was late to get up on him, so
Well,
I thought he was gonna just
And
drive.
that's the thing, because Paul was basically sitting by the 3-point line.
Yeah,
Like,
waiting.
And for him, it's like, in any situation, even if it's Steph Curry up there, you know, like, if you're 40 feet out,
Take your shot.
technically, that is a bad shot.
It is.
In all technicality.
No, not
No,
for
it is.
them.
In the game of basketball,
all technicality-
it is a bad shot.
A
for
40-foot
them.
shot is not a good shot.
Yeah, but if you're making over 50% of your 40-foot shot, that's not a bad shot. That's a shot they make.
But what I'm saying, like, we understand the flow of the game and what was happening, but just in literal science of the game, a 40-foot shot is not a good shot. So if I'm waiting for you at the 3-point line and you're standing out there, you saw Paul George waited to see if he was going to come closer.
Right.
Bad defense.
Until he... No.
That's not bad.
If you're
Who
waiting
plays
at the
defense
perimeter...
at 40 feet away from the net,
Yeah.
bro, your coach would
'cause
yell
keep
the
in mind,
shit out of you.
Portland's in the bonus, so you can't foul him. It's a tie game, and the clock at this point, it's running down.
Like
All right, but
9.
So he's looking at the clock on the other side. He waited to see if Damon was going to come closer. He didn't. So once it hit, I think around like 9 or 8 seconds, he steps up. That's good defense at that point.
That's terrible defense. He has no way to go drive. As soon as you see 4 or 5 seconds, there's no way he's blowing by you to drive you to go to the lane. Impossible. He's not.
But that's what I'm saying. At 8-9 seconds, he left the 3-point line and he came up to where Damian Lillard was.
Right.
he
He's
only-
not. And keep in mind, he's at the 40. He's 40 feet out.
He should have gone.
You reach out at that
he
point, you're
should've
giving
gone
him
on
3 shots.
Nah, he should have gone on him.
Not at all.
But
Make him.
but that's the thing.
Make him earn the free throws.
And as I said again, it's a 40-foot shot. You want to either put it on him, be like, if you're going to take a
Well,
40-foot
hold on a
shot, take
second.
it.
Hold
But
on.
I'm not going to go on you defensively hard when you're in the bonus. We're tie game. And if I foul you out here, like, whether you go for shooting motion or not, that's 2 shots. And you're on fire. So
No, but hold
putting
on,
you
hold
the
on
line,
a
you're going to
second.
hit them both.
So, Jason, you would rather him play close defense, put Damian Lillard at the line in a tie game. That makes it's a guaranteed win.
Damian Lillard hit the same shot a half before against Paul George. The same spot, the same
It doesn't
garbage ass
matter.
defense.
It doesn't matter,
It
bro.
doesn't
It does
matter.
In
matter.
a tie game,
No coach
In
in,
a
that
tie
position
game,
will tell you to get tight on
you're
him and play him like
crazy.
white on
Damian
rice.
Lillard always plays. He always scores from there.
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. You said 40 feet away from the net, he hits above 50, right?
Damian Lillard and Steph Curry.
Yes, right.
If you're getting these people who shoot above average compared to anyone else,
Right.
and you're leaving them open,
Right.
they're gonna make you pay.
Okay,
Same
so let me
thing with
ask.
Kevin Durant.
So let me
same
ask
thing
the
like that.
question again. Let me ask you a question again. They hit 50+% from 40 feet away,
Okay.
right? That's, let's say, a 1 in 2 chance that he gets it in.
Okay.
What's his percentage at the free throw line? He's an 85+% free throw
So
shooter.
you
Hold
playing
on.
bad defense? You playing bad defense and them scored that is better than
I
getting
will
on free
take
throw?
my chances every fucking day at that position because
Well, you're wrong because
no,
he scored.
it's a
No.
tie
He
scored.
game.
He scored
It's
and
a
he won
tie
on that,
game.
man.
He
It's
scored
a
and he
tie.
won.
Jason, even if he got 3 shots, went to the line and hit 1, it's over.
I can
Paul
understand
George
if you
has
have a foul
3
to give.
feet on him. 3 feet on him.
No,
dog. What are you
that's
saying?
Paul George. I think he might have been late laying back at the 3-point line. He should have came halfway like he did
Yeah.
when it was like 7 seconds on the clock. But to play him close, that to me is just throwing the game away.
Like, you can play him close with that amount of time left, tie game with a foul to give. That you could play him close. You could try to go for the steal if you
And a
don't get,
timeout.
yeah.
So you could advance the ball.
Exactly.
They had nothing. He did what's the best possible scenario is take that shot. There's a 50% chance you get in it, or we're going to overtime again.
Yeah.
That's the best scenario. You foul him, you lose the game. Guaranteed.
He didn't foul him, and they lost the game.
But that was
course not.
a chance worth
You
taking.
don't want to foul him when you don't have a foul to give.
And the point is, he made the same exact shot a half before.
And you know what? That's a shot defensively you're going to have to live with.
Yeah,
And
you have
any
no
coach will
choice.
tell you that. If he's going to stand out there 40, 50 feet out and take that shot
Yeah,
and he
let him
makes
take it.
it, he's meant to make it.
Would
Yeah.
you leave Steph Curry open taking those shots?
If it's the same situation,
No, I'm asking you.
if it's the same situation, you play him the exact same way.
Steph Curry.
Yes.
All right, you're going to lose the game more than 50%.
But that's what I'm saying. If it's a 40-foot shot,
More than 40.
Let him take the shot.
Time.
Hell yeah. Bro, there's a 50% chance he's going to miss.
There's a more than 50% chance he's not going to miss.
No. They're like, if their percentage over 50,
Dude,
they're
this
not
is not
56%.
this is not the 80s, 90s basketball anymore. These people are hitting threes from the ceiling, dog.
What they should have done,
They're hitting threes from the ceiling.
what I think OKC should have done was at least show the double team.
No, what?
They should have shown the double team, push him off that position. He would have obviously tried to get the ball to the open man. That would have burned time. And you don't want to have that ball in Damian Lillard hands at all. I think that's their mistake.
No, their mistake
Paul
was
George is not to be blamed for that shot.
what their mistake was. Their mistake when doing in that whole situation was having Westbrook, and that's what I'll call him, Westbrook, do these stupid J.R. Smith moves and missing that bullshit layup that he did.
Well, and
without giving it to Paul George.
and that's
who
another
was
thing.
scoring before.
Westbrook-
that's his fault.
especially when Westbrook's shot wasn't dropping, he tried to go and drive the lane, and he was doing a lot of circus shots rather than just going straight up. At that point, you got to turn into a purist point guard and start facilitating the ball. Like, you got to
Absolutely.
get it to your teammates. You got to, like, if you want to pound the paint, you got to get it to Steven Adams. You got to make sure that you're moving the defense. At that point, they were literally just lining themselves up, knowing that he's going to be forcing everything.
Right.
And they would just wait for him to slip in, hit him with a double, triple team, and essentially just shot himself out of the game and shot the team out the game at that point.
He's never going to win a championship on that team.
I mean,
No.
I'm not. I don't think they're final caliber type of team, but obviously he could win with OKC if they get the right pieces. I think their biggest move was the worst move, honestly, and I'm not biased because I know Jason's gonna tell me I'm biased right now, was to get rid of Carmelo. I understand Carmelo may not have been the greatest piece, but I think Carmelo playing if Carmelo is in that position,
Wait, did he say Carmelo playing defense? Is that what you said?
he's a longer player than Paul George.
Yeah, but
He's
Carmelo
a pretty
doesn't play
decent
defense.
rebounder considering the
yeah.
drop in athleticism
Yeah,
he
but
had.
his defense is not on par with Paul George. And in fact, when they got rid of him, their defensive percentage got up. They were the best in the league in defense.
But keep
as
in
they got rid of
mind,
him.
and I agree, his defense
that's on
isn't
a
as
team
good as
basis.
Paul George.
But that's on a team basis, though.
But
I'm
you have
talking
an
on an
injured Paul
individual.
George.
Individual? No, I see.
No, I didn't. No,
Oh.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying you have an injured Paul George, injured shoulder injury. You could have had Carmelo in the sense, and I don't think they were any better or any worse because as far as the record showed, they weren't any better or any worse
without
with or without Carmelo.
Yeah, so-
but in a situation where you have an injured Paul George, having a Carmelo, even though he doesn't play the best defense in the world, just a longer guy who can get an arm up there quicker
Could
on
create
the
his own
perimeter,
shots. He would have helped West. What do you mean, huh?
he needs to turn into a spot shooter. One of his biggest problems was that he was trying to create his own shot too much.
Bro, I think the problem with that team is the way they play ball. And when I say the way they play ball, is that you would have Russell Westbrook, who is a decent basketball player when it comes to athleticism. He's really athletic. Fundamentals, questionable. But if you had a guy like Carmelo during that series, who was going to help, facilitate, would have scored, Paul George could have still been injured, I think they would have stand a better chance.
No.
You can't say that.
Houston got better defensively as soon as they got rid of Carmelo.
Absolutely.
So that's my point.
But you're also looking at a team where there's Chris Paul, PJ Tucker, you have Gerald Green, who could shoot like a motherfucker. I forgot to mention Mr. Beard himself. And then you have their
James
big
Harden doesn't
guy.
play defense.
Who?
James Harden can score. James Harden don't play defense.
It doesn't matter. He can score. That's the
He
whole
gets
point.
enough steals a game to credit him for a bit of defense.
But
here
that's
and
what I'm
there.
saying. Getting rid of Carmelo in that position obviously looks better. You're getting the ball in younger players who could shoot, who are more athletic than Carmelo. But
Dude.
for OKC, they should have kept his ass.
You can't keep one player just for that one play, that one thing that might happen, because you don't know. Imagine if they had Carmelo and he was
I will
playing
say
regular
this
game.
against
You don't
that.
know what's going to happen.
You think the
Every
Lakers
team
kept
needs a role
Parker
player.
because he was great?
What do you mean, Parker?
Whatever his name was. He had his sister, Candace Parker's brother. What's his name? He played for the Raptors. That's how good he was. You forgot his name. But he wasn't necessarily a great basketball player. But in moments where you need
role players.
you need him. Carmelo was, and the thing about it, he accepted sort of his position coming off the bench.
No, he didn't. He even said, me coming off the bench. He said,
The biggest problem was his ego. He let his ego get in his way.
no. He said that in the interview before when they asked him if he was okay coming off the bench. Once he was there, he was playing. He wasn't complaining.
Well, I mean, he couldn't complain. He was getting the numbers where they needed it. And look, he was averaging, 17, 18 points a game with OKC. So, I mean, he was doing what he had to do.
Man, all I'm saying is you guys make. I wouldn't make no excuses for Carmelo. Every team that's left Carmelo has been better.
Well, it's not on.
What's
I
wrong?
think it's coming from that. It's not mine. No, we're just trying to fix our streams.
Okay.
But no, it sucks. I feel bad for Russell.
I don't. He got a triple double. He's happy.
Bro, you know it's funny? Because if Kobe was in this fucking position,
No, 'cause if Kobe-
you would have talked so much shit about how crappy the team was.
I
I'm not comparing
respect
the
a
both.
Mamba mentality. Westbrook has a Mamba mentality.
So you can't go both ways. You know what I mean?
Kobe,
but Kobe
Kobe
could
said it
shoot.
himself.
He'd rather
I'd rather
shoot
see
them-
somebody go 0 for 20 than 0 for 7 because if you go 0 for 7, that means you defeated yourself.
But did you see what Kobe tweeted after the game when Dame hit that shot?
What?
He said, Mamba been telling everybody about Dame since 2013.
A lot of people have
We're
been telling
saying
people
about
about Dame for a long
But
time.
that's the thing. But we all, when you see how Westbrook plays, he's a stat chaser. That's what he is.
But so is Kobe.
Not really.
Yes, when I would
do you
rather
know-
shoot than pass.
Kobe has the second most assists out of guards, of shooting guards. The second most assists out of shooting guards. How are you saying Kobe don't pass?
Hey, those are his words. Don't ask me. Ask
I'm
him.
not
It's
saying
true.
Kobe didn't pass. We just know Kobe liked to shoot.
Yeah.
And we know what the Mamba mentality is. It's go out there and put it on your shoulders, whether you win or lose. Do what you got to do.
Hey, Westbrook got his triple doubles. That's what he does. Do you know?
Kobe scored 60 and still lost that season. So what's your point?
And Kobe scored 81 and demolished teams. I don't know what you're saying.
team
team.
the Raptors.
One team,
because
the
they
Raptors.
refused to double team him.
Right.
And Kobe at his old age scored 60 against a good Utah team. So I don't know what people are trying to say.
I don't know
How
how
many
you would
shots he
define
took in that
good.
game?
I don't know
It
how you
don't
would
matter. Kobe's 30. Was he 35?
it does
36?
matter.
What do you mean he was old? Jordan was scoring good numbers. You mean he wasn't scoring that much, but he was also older than Kobe.
If you take 60 shots to make 60 points,
He didn't take 60 shots to make
Yeah, he
I
probably
know he
did.
took
No,
over
he didn't.
40.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
He took a lot.
You know
of,
what's- you're-
in his
you're-
final,
Jamal,
in his
prove
final
it.
game.
We're on the stream right now. Prove it.
In his
I'm not
final
gonna go.
game,
I'm
Be
not
quiet.
gonna
Be
go.
quiet. I don't want to hear you.
I'm not gonna go Google shit
If
for
you
that.
can't prove it,
I mean, we
then
could-
don't talk about it.
we could.
We could, but I'm not
Keep
going
the conversation
Do you
going.
remember what happened
I know he
last-
took a lot. He didn't take 60. That is an exaggeration, but I'm quite sure he took over like 35, 40 shots.
to. Plus 40.
It's
It was
okay,
a
you can say-
lot of shots.
You can say whatever he wants. 'Cause
Look,
you know,
look,
his
we knew
players-
it was his last game. We knew it's kind of what happened with Dirk.
Yeah.
Dirk, they just fed him the ball, but Dirk also didn't need 60 shots.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is Kobe scored more than Dwayne Wade and Dirk in their final game. Both. They
You
both
know what
scored.
Dwayne Wade and Dirk like to do?
Facilitate.
Pass the ball.
Yeah.
They like to get their teammates involved.
How much of their teammates actually love them? Kobe couldn't say that.
What are you talking about?
You think Kobe was loved by his teammates?
Shaq wants Kobe to be the next president of basketball operation for Lakers. That's the biggest praise from a Hall of Famer you can get.
I mean,
If
it was,
Kobe takes that job, he's crazy.
first of all, it's like Kobe is probably one of the most decorated Lakers ever. So it would only make sense that he would step into a role like that with the Lakers. But let's be honest, when they were teammates, Kobe wasn't his really cup of tea. So let's not fuck around with
They
that.
still won
Either.
5 championships, more than your bronze sexuals and whatever his name is, dog.
Who?
The what?
LeBron. I told you.
What did you call him?
Bronze sexuals. That's what you call you guys. You call you bronze sexuals because you're like so loving LeBron.
Brian, you're a rapist supporter. I mean, we could go all day with name calling.
He made 22 field goals. He attempted 50.
Thank you.
Was it 60?
50.
I said
said
40
60.
plus.
No, I said 60.
I said 40
60,
plus.
and I said I'm exaggerating, but I know he shot at the very
At least over 35.
to 40.
And I
How old
said
was Kobe?
40 plus.
How old was Kobe when he did it?
Oh, now the age is coming in.
Yeah, because if you're letting a nearly 40-year-old get 60 on you,
Kobe
come on.
wasn't nearly 40. Fuck out of here. He's not even 40 yet.
I love Jason's spin move. That
You
spin
learned it from
move.
Kobe.
No, that
and that
you know,
fade
no,
away.
it wasn't even the Kobe spin. That was the Drew Brees
Ooh.
spin move. That's how good that spin move was.
Jason.
Y'all just
That
mad,
was
man.
incredible.
Y'all mad.
He went from he hit 60. He didn't take those many shots to. Well, how old is he?
Yeah.
That is, and he didn't even take a beat on that one. It was just automatic.
Yeah.
Y'all guys are mad. Especially
He would
Jamali.
make.
I'm not mad.
He would make
Jamali's
excuses.
especially mad.
I'm not mad at
either.
all.
You are especially mad
Why would I be mad?
because I seen your type. If LeBron, you're gonna say, "Oh, LeBron does all this." LeBron only has 3 championships.
Okay, but basketball is a team sport.
All right, and Kobe had a better team.
Okay, so you're telling me that if you're talking about fucking championship, then we should be talking about Robert Horry being a better player than Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, or as good of a player. If you're talking championships now, and then we should be putting in Tim Duncan in this conversation. There's a lot of motherfuckers we could put with championships, bro.
I'm talking.
Stop talking championships because you know that's what he has over.
All I know is
Over
Future got a
LeBron
song
James.
about Robert Horry.
What?
Future got a song about Robert Horry. I never heard him make a song about Kobe.
You don't support rapists, bro.
Kobe's winning Oscars, so what does he need a song about him for?
Oh, he's winning Oscars. Yo, bro, you're insane.
I'm not.
Anything for
I'm
Kobe,
not saying
bro.
anything,
It's not
man.
anything for Kobe. You haven't told me a player who's better than Kobe yet. Except for Michael Jordan. I'm talking about his era. The thing you guys fail to understand about
Tim Duncan.
No, not Tim Duncan.
Why not?
Tim Duncan hasn't won 2 straight championships in his whole career.
Oh, so now that's a problem.
That is
Bro,
a problem. That
Basketball is a
stop it.
fucking team sport.
Stop it.
Stop talking
Championships
championships.
is a team effort.
But to get to the championship and win it 2 times with that same team, that's what Kobe did with Gasol twice.
Okay, so then
in
Rip
his
Hamilton
whole-
is
in
better
his
than
whole
Kobe?
career- in his
Is
whole
Rip
career-
Hamilton better than Kobe? He won back to back. Didn't they win back to back in Detroit?
No, I
No.
think they only won one.
They won one? No, they
Yes.
won more than one ring.
I don't think they won them back to back.
Who won back to back?
I'm not mistaken. But
Dwayne Wade won back-to-back.
I would say Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan,
is
absolutely.
in the argument. You can have a good discussion about Tim Duncan being
Player of that
I wouldn't
era.
put Tim Duncan. I'm not putting Tim Duncan there because his teams weren't consistent when he had the same team as the Lakers.
You're not putting him there because you're biased because you're a Laker fan.
No, I'm doing my facts. It's facts.
What
fact?
fact?
The fact that Tim Duncan's numbers, his career stats, his equal championships to Kobe Bryant,
And they had like
They don't even have close to the same numbers. Two different positions.
Different position.
Same team. Same team in the Gasol
you didn't
eras.
say who as a shooting guard is better. You just asked
Which player in that
who
era
is better. And I'm not saying outright Tim Duncan's better. I'm saying he's in the conversation considering the guidelines you have put forth.
And I'm not being biased either. But if you put McGrady should be in that conversation. McGrady was a great player. He might have never won championships, but if he was put in the role where Kobe was on the same team, he would have done the same thing.
His biggest gripe was the fact that he got the
back injury. Yeah, like come on, you can't just because you're gonna just eliminate them because they didn't win championships.
No, there are.
Karl Malone is not good no more. John Stockton's not good no more.
Karl Malone is arguably the greatest power forward ever played.
Right, because they never won championships.
No.
So why did you bring up championships so often with Kobe Bryant as a pillar
because
of defense?
Because it's not only the championships, it's what he brings to the game to get to the championship. And that's what you keep forgetting.
What does he bring to the game?
You're always saying, LeBron is
No,
that.
I never. Did I mention LeBron James in this conversation?
I'm not talking about this conversation. I'm talking about general conversation.
We're talking about this conversation.
We're talking about this conversation.
I'm talking about general conversation because that's what we're talking about.
Okay, what did I say about LeBron?
Because you're saying, LeBron's better than Kobe. This, LeBron's better than Kobe. And that, I'm like...
Well, I mean, if you're talking stats, we could pull up stats, bro.
Okay, pull up the stats. But
you guys keep talking, I'll find stats.
No, but you can pull
LeBron
up stats.
lost 6 finals. 6 finals.
Kobe went to 8 straight. How much? 8
Kobe
straight?
lost 2 finals.
But he went to 8 straight?
No.
Okay, so he didn't have a chance to
It's very hard to bring a team, based on your guidelines, to 8 straight finals.
Come on.
But lose 6 times?
It doesn't fucking matter.
Whoa. By your guidelines, to bring a team to 8 straight.
And win. I said and win. If you want to record, I said
Kobe
and win.
Bring a team to 8 straight and win?
No.
Okay,
Kobe
then.
couldn't even fuck.
So let's look at what it takes to do something like that. And keep in mind, the way you have a championship in there where the greatest team by record in the NBA history was up 3-1.
Yeah, and they came back.
And lost.
And they were the only team to ever come back from a 3-1 deficit.
Only team in history to do that was a LeBron James team. I'm just looking at the guidelines you were setting here, but what stats am I supposed to look for right now?
Anything. What do you want to pull up?
I don't there was a specific stat that you guys just said you wanted to see. But I'm forgetful of shit. So when
other than championships, I think LeBron toe to toe, where they're at. If you look at Kobe Bryant at the age of 34, 35, LeBron's there toe to toe minus championships.
I don't even know how we got here when there's so many other playoff things we could talk about.
All I'm saying is...
Because with Jason, he always has to throw Kobe around.
He always has to come back to the Lakers.
Always the Lakers.
At 34 years old, LeBron only made the Lakers 2 games better than they were without him. And at 34 years old, with a broken Achilles, Kobe got them to the playoffs.
I'm quite sure we've had this conversation.
Okay, so you're going to make that comparison?
I'm just saying.
Okay, but did Kobe Bryant bring Mike Brown to the finals? If he was such a great fucking player, LeBron did. What are you going to tell me? Oh, no, because the East is easier. No, let's talk real shit. If you're going to bring up stupid shit like that, we could talk stupid shit. Because if Kobe's such a great player and he had Mike Brown, after Mike Brown had championship experience with LeBron James, he should have been able to bring Mike Brown back. He didn't. LeBron took him.
In the Western Conference or Eastern Conference?
Oh, not East Side. I predict shit, man.
No, you're not.
I knew you were going to come with that argument. Because anytime he gets cornered, LeBron played in the East.
Is Mike Brown better than Popovich? Is Mike Brown better than Rivers? Is Mike Brown better than Rick Carlisle? I'm asking you these questions.
These are very random
fucking questions. And again, it goes back to my initial statement. Basketball is a team sport. It's not one fucking person who brings you to any point in the playoffs, to the finals. It's not. So you can't just sit here and give Kobe the praise, because if Kobe was so motherfucking good, he would have won without Lamar and Gasol. And he never did. Kobe always had great help with him. Lamar was coming off the 6th Man of the Year award when he won that championship with him. So where you coming off talking shit about Kobe Bryant, I'm not disputing him as an athlete, as an individual. He's great. I can't denounce that. But to say he's a greater basketball player from LeBron, no, fuck out of here. Look, this guy came off the bench for 2 fucking years. LeBron came straight out of high school, just like Kobe, and literally ran a team.
Single-handedly brought them to the finals once.
So come on, like don't like when you talk
Single-handedly beat Detroit to get to the final.
Fucking championships.
That was an
you
individual
cannot
effort.
tell me Kobe Bryant is a far better player than LeBron James. I'm sorry.
Hey, just listen to the GOAT himself, Michael Jordan, say it.
I don't give a fuck what Michael said. Michael was good in his era. If I talk to a nigga who was born in the 70s or who watched basketball in the 70s, they're not giving Michael that chip.
He played against a lot of farmers.
They're not gonna fucking say, "Oh, Michael Jordan's the greatest player." Come on, get the fuck out of here.
Like who?
No, I like Michael. I always have him told as one
Michael
of
is
the
a
best.
great basketball player. I think we need to look at things based on era. Each era has different players and it's different style of basketball.
Yeah, because I mean, we don't compare guys like Wilt and Bill Russell to guys like Olajuwon, Michael, to guys
Alonzo Mourning was a fucking great
to guys
center.
like LeBron, Kobe,
You know what I
Tim
mean?
Duncan. Like we don't
You
do
can't.
it.
It's a different era, bro.
Because I mean, if we do
You know,
that
we talk
full
about-
stack NBA history comparison, nobody's seen Bill Russell. Like the conversation ends there.
Okay, that makes sense. In championships, that makes sense.
Fuck
Once seen it.
championship. I'm just talking about
Championships and
basketball.
stats and what he brought to a team, what he meant to a city, like in everything. Bill Russell was that dude. He did it on the court. He did it on the court as a coach, and then he did it as a coach. Like nobody's doing what nobody could ever do what Bill Russell did. He was literally a coach while playing on the team.
Michael Jordan would not even give himself the greatest player of all time. He wouldn't. He would obviously have a player before him who influenced him into the game of basketball. So for these GOAT titles to be thrown around, like we got to cut it out because there's far too many stats we could look at that, you know, LeBron, and I'm sure there's going to be somebody who's going to outstat LeBron in the future, probably Anthony Davis. You know what I mean?
Well, with all that being said, to steer it back to the playoffs as they are right now.
Yes.
Okay. OKC's out. My Magic, unfortunately, are out. Who do we got? I think we have Boston versus the Bucks. I'm taking the Bucks in that one. How do you guys feel about that matchup?
Boston's gonna win.
You think Boston's taking out the Bucks?
Yeah.
That's a bold take. I like that. I respect it.
Win.
And how much? And how much?
It'll probably go 7.
Oh, they'd be lucky if it goes 7. They better do it faster than that. What are you laughing about?
No, my boy Sniper.
Oh,
Shout
I'm
out
having
to
problems
you,
with the
Sniper.
stream. I can't even I go on and it keeps freezing on me. So sorry guys that I'm not in there chatting it up with you, but
You know, I mean, he does. You know, he's like, tell me to put some respect on, you know, Kobe's name. I did. Kobe is one of the greatest player of all time, but I can't put him against. I just can't. If you're gonna look at him as an individual and you look at LeBron individually, minus championships, LeBron has 4 MVPs? How much does Kobe have? Like, if we start doing shit like that, well, only thing Kobe has over LeBron is those championships. I'm sorry. But Kobe was also coached by one of the greatest coach of all time. LeBron wasn't that lucky.
I think everybody would love to be coached by Phil Jackson during his prime. Like I said, to get back to the playoffs as they are, Philly, Toronto, how you guys feel about that matchup?
Fuck Philly.
I'm okay with that. Even though Toronto took my team out, I'd still like to see them do well.
They will do well.
I want them to get really, really far.
Yeah.
And then Kawhi peace out anyways.
Hey, man, if they can go to the finals, that'll be great for the country.
Nah, all jokes aside, I would love to see Toronto make it to the finals.
Of course.
Because I honestly think that team in the finals will give any other team heartache.
Of course.
Like, I don't care if it's Golden State. I don't care if it's the Rockets. They will give any team heartache.
They match up well with it, both of them.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people underestimate what their bench is capable of. I think a lot of people underestimate what Siakam is capable of.
Oh, for
we
sure.
know what Kawhi brings. We know what Lowry brings once he gets past his first round woes. And with that understanding of what this team is built and the chemistry they have.
Yeah.
I mean, Marc Gasol was probably the greatest acquisition they could have made right before going into the playoffs, just because of what he does, what he brings in on the perimeter.
Right.
And then the fact that he has that short range and the paint game like completely on lock.
And like all the weight is not on him, right? They still got Ibaka.
Yeah, they got Ibaka.
Yeah, you know
as
what I mean?
well,
So like they're well stacked.
yeah,
I think
like,
they have
I
a
just,
good chance.
And like that's what I'm saying. It's like you look at this team from the starters, we know what they bring, but that bench, what that bench provides for them, the energy that they bring, and the fact that they're not a team that when the bench comes in, they start to slow down.
No,
They
just pick up.
either maintain or actually pick up
Yeah.
tempo. So with that understanding, I'd be very, very shocked if they don't make the finals unless they're meeting the Bucks in the ECF. That's the only team I can see really giving them a hard time.
I don't know. Because I mean, I don't think Kawhi, if they were to go up against the Buck,
Giannis is going on Kawhi.
of course, but you know, Kawhi is going on Giannis.
And
you know,
but that's a
gonna be
matchup I want to see.
But exactly, that's a crazy matchup.
Like I want to see that matchup, to be honest.
And I mean,
with you.
you know, they still, you know, the Bucks have a good team as well, but I really would have to go with Toronto over Philly. I don't like Philly. Like their attitude against the Brooklyn Nets pissed me off.
And the thing about
Why did
that
that piss
too,
you off?
a team like the Brooklyn Nets really like it exposed the fact that Philly is a team that can easily be incepted. Like you can get in their head.
Of course, they're a young team.
You know, like the stupid fouls that they're committing to, like shit talk happens. You can shit talk all you want, like that shit.
No.
But no, it's the level in which it gets to the point where it affects your game.
No. You know what I find? Like Ben Simmons, potentially a great player,
Needs to find a jumper.
Can't shoot.
can't shoot for shit.
Needs to
Can't
find a
shoot.
jumper.
Ray Charles can shoot better jump shot than that nigga.
Hey, $5.
I didn't sign up for that contract. Embiid, one thing that pissed me off with Embiid, I think he's not trash, but he's not as good as he think he is.
You know,
And then for him to talk shit about Bruce Bowen, who was trying to give him some good advice,
Yeah,
I think that's disrespectful, and like he should be fined. Like I think the NBA need to find dumb niggas like that.
that's another $5.
you know, no. This reminds me of a conversation you and I had years back.
Who?
You and I in high school, we had years back.
Okay.
Me and Jamal, when you're talking about basketball players who think they're good, who are better than they think they're better than they actually are. I can't say the person's name because they're probably watching it.
Oh, you're fucked up. I'm not even having this conversation. I know where he's going with
I
it.
have no clue where he's
And
going, so please enlighten me.
Don't mention any names because
Oh, no,
We
because-
never mention names here.
because
bullshit.
because no,
We
back in,
bleep it if he does.
no, but it's live. We can't bleep anything. They can hear.
Yeah,
this.
well,
We're alive.
mind your tongue.
No,
You too.
What I'm saying, no, is like we were like, I don't know, we were like playing basketball or something like that, and the guy was just like very, very slow in moving the basketball, and he thought he was better than he was. So like all his handle and dribble, all that shit was just slow, and he was thinking he could hit
Is
shots.
he one of those guys who comes to the court in like a full jersey?
No, nothing like
Because
that.
usually those are the type.
No, nothing like that. But he can shoot. That's one thing I can tell. He could shoot.
He had
But-
great fundamentals. He just had poor footwork.
Poor
He was
footwork.
very, very, very slow. Like he was one of those kids who like grew up
Too fast.
too fast,
and
and
stop.
then he was still trying to like fit
Yeah, he's
into his
trying
body.
to grow into his body.
Like
Right.
it was like he had a 7-footer's game, but with the height of
Don't
a
give a
guard.
hideout.
a guard.
Don't. There's no point of doing all of this.
I mean, it is what it is, right?
Nah, I mean,
We don't know who this person is, so
You don't.
We'll talk off air.
But no, but I feel like really and truly, Embiid need to put some respect on the game of basketball. What happened with him and the Nets? I think he
Well,
wasn't
Dudley
at fault.
specifically.
He wasn't at fault. I would never blame him for something like that because I don't think his intent was to create what ended up happening thereafter. But what really pissed me off was his Bruce Bowen comment. And I think one of the greatest dirtiest defensive player of all
He
time.
was quite dirty.
Yeah, quite dirty.
Did that stick out the foot?
Yeah. Bro, that's like fucked up. He fucked up Kobe's life.
Dude fucked up Kobe, fucked up Ray Allen.
Vince Carter.
Yeah,
I
like-
mean,
Dirty. Sticking out that foot.
yeah. But I mean, like, also, he won championships. Philly is acting like they've won something.
Well, I'll put it like this. And I am a type of person who I have absolutely no problem with shit talking. If you want to go out there,
Back it up though.
Yeah, you want to go out there, talk shit, go for it. As long as you maintain it in the realm of it's not low blows, you're not disrespecting family members. You really just keep it within the sport and the game.
Well, you shouldn't like Kevin Garnett.
Well, Kevin Garnett, he had some moments.
Oh, man.
But no, that's not true. I was about to say it was always like about the person, and that's not true. Honey Nut Cheerios.
Kevin Garnett is the fakest tough guy I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I don't think he's the fakest tough guy.
Well, like, Kevin Garnett was good at what he did. He got in your head to throw you off so that it improved his and his team's game.
Yeah.
No, but I never seen him.
I mean, that another person like that was Gary Payton, but Gary Payton was tough as shit.
No,
would fight.
But
Kevin Garnett?
Because he never fought, that makes him a weak link?
No, he hit in a bus when Carmelo came after him. The one who did the most backpedaling in the garden.
Well, I mean,
I'm like saying.
But Carmelo backpedaled all the way to the fucking bench when Nate Robinson went after him.
That was ridiculous.
So let's not
But
call
like I said, in Carmelo's defense,
what?
If you tell me my girl tastes like Honey Nut Cheerios, I gotta meet you. Like,
you probably want to know how you found that out.
I gotta ask you some questions. Like, it's that simple. Whether it's true or not, why do you have that opinion of my woman's flavor?
Well, I mean, maybe her brown skin.
Akeem said we should soft drop names.
Absolutely not.
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Akeem, love you to death, bro. See what you're doing out there. Absolutely not.
Yeah, Akeem, we saw him in commercials and stuff like that. Not commercials.
Please learn to eat a burger.
Oh, wow.
Hey, I didn't say nothing like that.
No, I've said this to him. It's a running joke. He knows it. It's all good. That's not hate. It's not shade.
You want to hear name drops? No, we ain't dropping no names.
We are saying absolutely no names.
We don't snitch over
You
here.
can come to the studio, and then after the recording, we can drop all the names we want.
No.
All right. Should we talk about Tyreek Hill? Do you know what happened with Tyreek Hill?
No, I didn't pick that up.
Well, Tyreek Hill is in a lot of hot water.
What did he do?
The domestic abuse against. No, wait for it. You remember the original lawsuit that was brought up that got dropped because his wife or girlfriend basically vouched for him?
Right.
There's a recording that she released where you hear him threaten her. Like the kid talks about how Tyreek beats him. And it's like literally full on recording. You hear the child's voice, her voice, and his voice, and him threatening his girl, saying how you should be scared of me too, bitch. Like, it's damning evidence against him.
But why she released that?
I mean, a lot of times we look at these situations, especially when you have somebody who was originally protecting an abuser, and it comes to a situation now where possibly after this whole thing happened and he got off, and like you had the investigators were saying, we believe there was abuse here, but because they didn't have any like hard evidence, they couldn't do anything against him.
Right.
And then the only assumption we can make of this, of her releasing this now, is that when it was all said and done and he was cleared, he most likely abused either the child or her again.
Or somebody was in her ear and it was a setup. He was trying to provoke for her to tape that conversation. And
if you want to set up an abuser to catch them in the act of abuse so that you have evidence against them that they're an abuser, I have no problem with that. But
you're baiting someone into a situation, bro.
No, if he's
an entrapment. You can't do that.
It's entrapment, bro.
But this thing, and we can't say whether this was an entrapment situation or they set him up to literally be abusive.
Like, how does Shorty have a phone and record while he's saying all this?
We all have phones with voice note.
Yeah, but I'm saying the case in point is that phone obviously wasn't in a clear view of him because he probably would have minded what he was saying. And if it was, she would have had to set it up before he was in that room or in that state of mind to say some crazy shit like that.
You know how easy it is to just look at your phone, hit voice note, push record?
Hey, I'm Aaron Lakoff, host of Changing on the Fly, a brand new podcast on the Upford Network. Changing on the Fly is a podcast that dives deep into the intersections between hockey and social justice. We take on issues of sexism, racism, and homophobia on the ice. You'll hear from athletes, activists, fans, scholars, and even musicians who love hockey but want to keep the jerks out of the game. Think Colin Kaepernick or Serena Williams, but with skates and less teeth. It's your perfect antidote to Don Cherry and Coach's Corner. Hey Don, what do you think of Changing on the Fly?
Not the left-wing pinko media, bleeding hearts guys. What are you, nuts?
Anyways, you can find Changing on the Fly wherever you get your podcasts or visit us online at changingontheflypodcast.wordpress.com.
Hi, I'm Tristan Damour. You might know me from the Scrum podcast.
Hi, I'm Harrison Milo Rajason. You might know me from, anyway.
So we're here to tell you about a new podcast miniseries called Habemus Pod. It's a show about HBO's The Young Pope.
Every episode will feature a guest viewer to talk about an episode. Will they have a fresh perspective on the show 2 years after it aired? We sure hope so.
It's very simple. We talk about 3 things: a highlight, a lowlight, and the very famous Cherry Coke Zero character of the episode.
Yes. And we hope you tune in right here on the Upfront Network.
Like, it doesn't take that much.
I know it doesn't take that much, but I don't know. I think it could have been a bait situation. I don't trust it. I feel like
it's one of those things. Look,
from what we've known, they've always done that shit.
They reopened the investigation because
of course
he is somebody who in the past has had other domestic violence things against him. Like when he was in Michigan, he had it in. Before he got drafted with the Chiefs, there was another situation that came up. Like, It's not like this is a one-off where it's just happening now. Like, there's a pattern here.
No, there's a lot of NFL players with patterns.
It's damning as hell to have literally your voice saying, like, threatening your girl that she should be scared of you, and then the admission of, like, what was happening to the child.
Oh, no, bro.
Like, it's one of those things where it's just, and the Chiefs have said straight up, like,
so you're telling me she went on the stand, committed perjury, because that's what she did.
It wasn't on the stand.
Where did she vouch for him?
If I remember she didn't, like, essentially she just didn't go against him.
So therefore,
I can't remember if they're married or if it's boyfriend.
Either way,
I know she just didn't. Essentially, she didn't testify against.
So let me ask you a question. Don't you think it's fishy? She must have some motivating factor at this point to have gone and record him. Fear? So she wasn't fearful then when she could have done something when people were looking at him. She lied to keep herself in that position to then go ahead and record him with the understanding that something worse could have happened to her. A little fishy.
No, a lot of it could be fishy, but at the same time, to explain Stockholm Syndrome is something that is beyond my understanding of the psychological.
Right.
But this is essentially one of those things where it would be the perfect example of somebody realizing the situation they're in. And like I said, if there was this moment of fear where she felt, I need to record this, I need to get out of this, whenever that happens, it happens. To get away is the thing you need to do if you are with somebody who's abusive.
Bro, I mean, it's funny that they're going after, I'm not saying they're going after him, but they're reopening the case. But then we had the same situation with Ben Roethlisberger years ago. Well, not abusive.
Yeah.
And, the information that was, especially in the Vegas case, and like I'll expand a bit, 2 consecutive summers he was charged with sexual assault and rape.
And both of them, they settled.
Right. But the one with Vegas, she came back and they didn't open up the case because it was as if like he was threatening her to accept what he was offering her to settle out of court. Yeah. And she came back and didn't open it up. So I find that ironic that now they're going to go open up his shit.
And look, that's one of those things too where like we've spoken about how
that's crazy to me.
It's fucked up how that situation happened, and the fact that when that whole thing was going on, he had the full backing of the Steelers organization.
Of course.
Which, especially if there's a situation where you have a repeat offender of sexual assault,
right? For
a team to just be like, no, we're 100% backing him in this, and we're going to make sure that this essentially all goes away, which is exactly what they did. That is fishy.
Bro, I always find I find it's fucked up, and it's not a race thing, but it's always when it comes to black players, the moment they get in the spotlight for some shit negative, their team backpedal like Carmelo. They're far gone. They leave them there on their own because that's what's going to happen with Tyreek Hill.
Well, and for me, I just look at it like I want to see how this unfolds because just hearing the recording of it, I don't think it looks good for him.
But could they guarantee that's his voice?
Yeah, it's him.
Yeah, it's him.
Jamal, you know why?
It's him.
You know,
Like, there's no dispute.
I didn't hear I'll go listen to it after.
you know why they backpedal and they just let the black person or the black player, they let him be? They were like, we could just get another one from Alabama.
Oh my
That's
God.
what it is.
Wow.
No,
and I respect
that's
you on
what
that.
it is.
I'm not even laughing. That's
true.
some
You can get
real
another
shit.
one.
It's true.
That's some real shit.
That's
you have
some real-
Adrian
you can
Peterson
get another one.
who disciplined his child. Okay, did he over discipline him?
Maybe.
He's on Washington.
I don't give a fuck what team he's on. You need to have some level of standard, bro.
No, I agree. And
You know?
the biggest issue that everybody has with the NFL is that they have zero consistency.
Zero consistency.
And like
they're very consistent.
And it's
there's
only
consistency.
until it becomes public that they decide to hand down discipline, and then the discipline.
There's consistency. There's consistency when it comes to black players. I'm sorry to say that. When it comes to white players, except what's Jason's favorite? Jason's favorite.
Who are you talking about?
What position he plays? Defensive back or nickelback? What's his name? Not nickelback. What's his name?
What team?
Ravens. Your boy there. I won't say the
Ray
word.
Lewis?
Yeah, that's Jason's favorite player.
Oh, fuck Ray Lewis.
When it comes to him, like he got the support of the Raiders, of the Ravens. But every other black player, something negative come out and they backpedal. They create
Ray
distance.
Lewis was in the limo. We
And
don't
his
know
son-
what
and
happened.
his son rapes people too.
That's fucked up.
It's true. And his son rapes people too. I'm not lying. It's true.
Yo, I don't know, bro. I wasn't there. But I just find it, and it's really fucked up on some real shit. Like I really hate the NFL, and it sucks because for a lot of black families in America, if you breed a child that could substantially be worth a couple millions, that that's where they're gonna go, and they're gonna a big kid who could play ball.
A big kid is gonna slam his head into a wall. And
Dude, it's time to get
stupid.
into baseball, man. Enough's
Baseball?
enough. Get into baseball.
No, seriously, like it's fucked up. I hate the NFL. It's really, really fucked up, bro.
It's like there's no point in getting CTA anymore.
Yeah.
We're just bashing our heads into each other for what?
For
our
rich
entertainment?
old white guys to get
I say this
richer.
as a guy who loves the sport of football. I played it. I love watching it. But what are we doing, man?
Yeah, fuck the NFL.
Look, let's get into baseball. Let's take over that sport.
Yeah, they like black folks over there.
Baseball?
Yeah.
No, I like Dominicans.
They black
Oh, they love
Dominican
them
and
some.
Cubans.
and
Dominicans
Cubans. They black.
Love them some Dominicans.
They black.
They'll bring them across the boats and everything.
Okay, Jason, you're
We
being
are
a bit.
problematic.
That's how Yasiel Puig got in. he got in. That's how he got in. They snuck him over. You think I'm lying?
No, I know you're not. I know you're not lying, but the way you say shit, bro, it's just
We need
too
to have
funny.
one of those like "We'll be back in a moment" screens and just like put some of that like elevator music in the background when we get too problematic.
I'm just saying, man.
Got a couple of Venezuelans and can you swing a bat, son?
No, Venezuelans. They won't bring Venezuelans. Too much trouble now.
Why?
Well, they even said Trump.
They can
is
get
like-
him for the cheap.
Huh?
They can get him for the cheap. I'm sorry, Lord, forgive me for that statement. That's real. They
We'll
get
be
him.
back in a
They get him
moment.
for the low.
No, man.
I shouldn't make fun of their situation. It's kind of fucked up. That was a bad joke.
Oh my
I
God.
apologize to any
We're
Venezuelans.
just gonna go all the way negative, I guess.
Jason started it with Ray Lewis comment. I tried to.
You brought up Ray Lewis. I
but,
didn't bring him up.
but you didn't have to bring in his son raping people. Like,
I'm just telling the truth. What do you want me to lie to the people?
And I was gonna do some would you rather's, but I mean, at this point, we are in the pits.
no.
I'm just saying Ray Lewis to me is in the same category as Bill Cosby. That's why I see him. Same category. Same thing. They talk bad about black people and they have their own shit they can't even handle. Either Bill Cosby raping people allegedly.
I mean, technically, Ray Lewis handled his bad shit.
Maybe not in the right way if he did it.
I mean, it's all
He's a God-fearing man, okay? He prayed on the sideline.
on 2 knees.
On 2 knees. You know
He's
what I'm
on 2 knees. He's on 2 knees. Fucking preacher.
No, leave Ray Lewis alone, man.
I will never leave Ray Lewis alone ever. This dude was yelling at all of Baltimore to tell their kids to go home, yelling at their parents, yelling at the kids, while his son was raping white girls in some college somewhere. Are you serious?
Didn't happen at the same time, Jason.
It happened at the same time.
The fact that it happened.
It happened, yeah. But I'm just saying, I mean, it's easy to give advice when you're not necessarily, subject to these issues. But you're talking about the whole Freddie Gray situation, right?
No. Well, yeah.
Yeah,
But
when Freddie Gray got murdered.
When they had
right.
all the riots and all that stuff going and stuff, he was telling all the kids, "Oh, go home" and stuff like that. But
But that's not a bad advice. I mean, he should have told his son to keep his dick to himself, or not involuntarily harass people. But I mean, it is what it is. Like
No.
he can't control his kid.
And what you were saying, how he got off for the NFL, the owner likes him. That's the only reason he got off for a lot of the things. When it came to what happened when he first got drafted,
Right.
When he got, when he had the comment with the 2 knees, when he had the thing, 2 knees.
You're terrible.
And the Kaepernick thing, how he said, he vouched for Kaepernick to get him a job, and I think the reason why Kaepernick said that because he wasn't looking to get him a job. He was just like, yeah, look at this dude, and that's it. If you're
Ray
really
Lewis.
trying to get him a job, you can get him into the team right away. If you're Ray Lewis, that's how I see it.
No, bro. I just think the NFL need to change their perspective on the way they regulate situations. You can't have one set of rules for certain players, one set of rules for a next set. Even with what happened with Odell Beckham this week, with what was that guy? Was he who was talking trash about Odell Beckham?
Gettleman?
Yeah.
The GM for the Giants.
You know what I mean? Like, bro, like, get the fuck out of here. Like, the guy gave you some of his best years. He didn't leave. You guys traded him. Like, let him live.
I know.
Like, don't go and just, like, badmouth him. He didn't choose to leave your organization. Your organization got rid of him.
Expendable players, man.
No,
Like I keep telling
honestly
you,
speaking, I'm sorry to say, but I feel like the NFL treat like their players who are majority black like how farmers treat their cows.
We'll go get another one, Jimmy.
You're good for a certain time, and after they milk the shit out of you, well, hey, you gotta go to the slaughterhouse. Unless you fall on 2 knees. That's just literally and figuratively. I'm just saying. That's just how I see it. And the moment you stand up for some shit, like
Blackballed.
you know what I mean? Like Plaxico's career was over bullshit.
He shot himself.
He
in the
shot
leg
himself in the leg and
in a state that had one of the most strict gun laws
ever
in the country.
Yeah.
That was stupid by his part.
That's stupid by him.
But
No,
it made no sense to keep him off the team though. There's no legitimacy to keep him off the team for something stupid like that though. As bad as it was, there's no reason.
You want to tell me Plaxico wasn't worth investing in? Fuck out of here.
But he came from the Steelers too. Steelers don't like to play they don't like to pay wide receivers. Before he came to the Giants.
But he came to the Giants. That incident happened, and no one was willing to give him a second shot.
Same thing like T.O. T.O. has no incidents. T.O. has nothing on his career or anything.
I love
Ocho Senko. Yeah, he had antics and bullshit, but he had the same thing.
He also beat his wife.
While allegedly headbutted her.
Allegedly.
And she has a big forehead. I'm sure he could have bumped.
My god.
She's a hustler.
Oh, she's a hoe.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
She's a hustler.
That.
It's the truth.
Just all the way problematic tonight, man.
No, but she be doing some questionable shit.
I don't even know who the wife is.
What's her name? Evelyn Ladoza. She was also married or engaged to a baseball player. She just goes after athletes.
And divorced him.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you get them checks, she's with you.
So going back to the basketball I've been trying to get through these series for this whole time.
I mean,
drifting.
there's no other than the Raptors and
Well, Golden State and the Clippers have Game 6 tonight.
okay.
Nothing. I'm trying, guys. I'm really trying.
I mean, I like the fact that Beverly's getting to Kevin. That's fucking hilarious to watch.
I don't even know why Kevin's allowing that to happen.
Beverly's like fucking an asshole, but he's just like just to get at people. It's just funny to watch.
But I will say this: shout out to Lou Will, the polyamorous king, killing it out there.
I mean, he's not polyamorous.
He's got 2 girlfriends.
Yeah,
that love each other
Polygamous.
dearly and love him.
Polygamous.
That's polyamorous.
Polygamous.
No, polygamous means you just you're open to anybody and anything.
Bro, let him be a regular dude. See if he would add them 2 girls.
Hey, there are regular dudes out there in polyamorous relationships.
I did see one actually. Now that you brought it up, I did see an interview once, like sometime 2 weeks ago. With I meant to bring it up to you, but then you got into your feelings with that whole Cardi B situation.
I got in my feelings?
What was this guy? I'll show you the interview. It's some kid. Me? I'm talking about your whole polyamorous movement. But yeah, he's
Not my movement.
Well, it is your movement. You're a fan and supporter of such
I've
lifestyle.
participated.
In such lifestyle.
I've dabbled.
Or dabble in.
I've dabbled.
Oh, you're done with it? No,
I'm not.
Now you're gonna
Done
be.
with it.
You're gonna be a one.
I'm currently single.
Oh, keyword for you being a man whore. Okay, absolutely.
Why do you go so far? I said I'm currently single. Not I'm currently fucking around.
No, hoeing around.
So judgmental.
You're not on trial. I'm not.
I don't even remember where I was trying to talk about Golden State, goddamn Clippers Game 6 tonight. Trying to get through these basketball playoffs.
Golden State's up, no? They're up 1.
3-2.
Yeah, they're up 1.
Golden State's gonna be like 40 tonight.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
Yo, how funny would it be
Crazy.
if Steph Curry get knocked out in the first round?
If
That's
they
one
get
thing-
knocked out the first round, I would be extremely
That's
shocked.
one thing about Steph Curry I never liked. He's really good in the regular season.
He
When it
never
comes to
played.
playoffs
He never
time,
showed up
It's
in
in
a
LA
final.
tonight too.
trash.
Yo, Lou Will is fucking dope. Like he playing some of the best basketball since
And look,
Philly.
if they allow him to get into rhythm early, chances are they'll bring it to 7. And another thing I hate about the fucking NBA playoffs, they got to stop having 2 games in between, 2 days, sometimes 3 days in between playoff games, man. It's ridiculous.
It's that collective bargaining thing that they did to save on
No,
rest.
they got to change that, man.
No, it should generate
They gotta
money,
change
bro.
And it's the ratings thing too with the
Yeah.
networks.
Because I mean, like you got hockey, and it's like hockey. If you play on Monday, you're playing on Wednesday.
Yeah.
You're playing
Playing
on
on Friday.
Friday. Like it's every other day.
Go, yeah, in the NBA, you can play on a Tuesday and then your next game's on a Friday.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. It's so ridiculous.
collective bargaining, man. It sucks.
And
but
then on
that's what
top
it
of
is.
that, it's like you look at these teams who, let's say they go 4 games, 5 games, and done.
They're
If you're
upsetting-
waiting for an opponent, it can literally be a week
Week.
and a half, almost
Yeah.
2 weeks, if a game goes to 7.
Yeah.
Like it makes no sense. Ugh, can't stand it. Can't stand it. It makes it too long for no reason.
I don't know. But it'll be fun to watch Golden State take that exit route.
I doubt they will. Like I'd be very shocked if tonight they lose. Even though the game's in LA, I'd still be very shocked if they lose tonight.
Yeah, a lot of people were shocked when they lost when they're up 3-1. But I mean, then they were playing against the greatest player in the era, so
Can we not
it
do
makes
this?
sense.
Can we stick to the matter at hand?
Hey, we are. We're having a conversation.
Fuck, man. I'm trying, guys. I'm sorry. Is there anything else?
So how do you feel about your Magic's playing golf?
I'm heartbroken, man. It was
How
painful.
sad.
Like when it happened, I was just sitting at home. I was like,
Why?
I was
You knew
singing.
it was going to
so hard
happen.
to say goodbye.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, he lost 2 teams, OKC and the Magic.
Whoa, here he goes. Here he goes. He never found a tweet about me claiming OKC.
I never looked for it. And look at what I can do in 30 minutes just to find
He
tweets,
never
please.
found anything about me claiming OKC. All he saw was me condemning the Magic around the time where they were literally pissing me off, being the laughing stock of the league because of all the bullshit they were running.
They've always been the laughing stock. Then when they knocked out,
No, they haven't.
when they knocked out,
Magic
Jordan.
have been good some seasons, but it's bad GMing that gets them in the end.
Well,
Like,
the
you don't
reason
give
where
away
we
Shaq
are
for
where we are
nothing.
right now is because 2 seasons ago, we switched up the front office. We made a lot of changes, which is why we ended up being a 42-40 team this season. And, hopefully we make the right moves in the offseason to improve on it. That's all I can hope for, man. But it was a good season for me. I enjoyed it.
I think you guys went further than expected. I think that's a plus.
Dude, he wrote us off right away. He was like, we're only going to get 20 wins. We got 42. Thank you.
That was before LeBron
Thank you very much.
left. That's
Thank
all
you
I
very
can
much.
say.
Thank you very much.
Oh, now you're gonna
Spin move.
yeah, bro.
Spin move.
I
Thank you
never
very
said
much.
LeBron was trash.
Spin move.
Huh?
I never said LeBron was trash.
Spin move.
I never said he was trash.
It's okay, Jay.
You can't say he's
it's
trash.
okay.
But I never said he was.
But you
Jay.
can't, even if you wanted to.
Why would I want
It's okay,
to?
Jay.
But even if you wanted to, you couldn't say
Okay,
it.
Jamal.
Point is, I'm proud of what my team accomplished this season, especially since nobody said they were making playoffs. Everybody was saying at the most they're going to get 30 wins. They exceeded expectations. They went up against one of the greatest teams in the league, not just in the East, man.
Can't win them all, man.
At least they made it competitive. Thank God.
What?
They made it competitive.
How many games did they win?
They won one,
Okay.
but they were competitive games, man. Hey, I don't need to take his word for it. My boys in Toronto, hats off to them. They know who they are. We had great conversations about it, and they said, they respected what Orlando brought, because most of them were just telling me, they're going to blow us out every game by 30, 40 points. It's going to be a full-on sweep.
I
It was
don't
a
know.
gentleman's sweep. So put your brooms away, get out the feather dusters, show some respect. It's so hard.
It shouldn't be hard. You sing it every
to
year.
say goodbye
You do this every year, so it shouldn't be hard.
yesterday.
The last time the Magic was good, I think we were all in college. No, I'm just joking with
It
you.
wasn't even
Why you gotta
that.
be so mean, bro? Come on, man. Just let me have this.
Let's talk about.
Let me have this. I don't just follow the greatest player. I follow a team. Let me have this.
Now let's go back to the NFL draft and how the New York Football Giants did.
I didn't watch any of the drafts. I really didn't. So
You guys passed on Dwayne Haskins.
Which was crazy.
This dude had 50.
He's in Washington now, bro.
Yeah.
Washington's
In the
actually pretty
division.
stacked.
in a division, man.
yeah,
Washington's actually pretty.
I feel sorry
damn
for Alex
stacked.
Smith though, because he might never play again, but he's good to have as a mentor for
Yeah.
Haskins.
Well, that's the thing. As long as, for Washington at least, if he can at the very least get back to the field, if he wants to be back on the field, type of thing, and he could be there for those young guys and help them, like coach them up, because I think they still have Colt McCoy, so he can use some like.
Do they have Cole? Is it Cole McCoy?
I think he's still there because they had Colt, they had the dude Johnson, I believe, and I don't know if the third string guy that was there if they let go at the end of the season, but now they have Haskins in there.
But let's see where Haskins was supposed to go to the New York Giants. Jamali?
I'll tell you this though, I'm pissed at the Broncos being in the 10 spot, having both Locke and Haskins there, and rather than just taking your damn quarterback at that point, trading with the Steelers for what reason? I don't fucking know.
Steelers got a good defensive person with that.
Which pissed me off.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why? We knew we were coming in here for a quarterback. Why put yourself in a position where the two best quarterbacks that are left on the board, you're going to risk getting picked up? We ended up with Locke, not the one I wanted. But at least we got one of the two that we were like, if they're there at 10, we're going to take one.
Blame Elway.
I'm getting there. Stupid Elway doing this shit.
I have to check what's going on with my Giants.
Quick thing. Akeem said to the Lanky, he said, but the Magic have been asked every season. Like, you can't, after how many years of them being trash, and 1 year they make the playoffs and be like, I told you so.
Yes, I can. Because you want to know what the Browns did when they won 7 games and they were in a hunt for a playoff spot? I told you so. So yeah, the fuck I can. I told you so to anybody who said we weren't even going to get 20 plus wins. I told you so.
You're just happy, bro.
We made the playoffs. I told you so. We didn't win. I was wrong on that. I lied about winning.
I mean, you have a reason.
But I told you we were making the playoffs.
I mean, we're supposed to say this every season about our teams.
I'm supposed to be like, well, they were asked last year. They're going to be asked this year? Oh, fuck out of here. What kind of fan does that?
The same one who denounced them on Twitter.
Oh, dude, I will denounce my teams when they piss me off. You should see me when I'm watching Chelsea matches. I call for people's death.
I mean, you feel bad for you this weekend.
Well, we're up against Manchester United.
Hakeem said, who the hell is a Browns
If we
fan?
don't win this game,
You're not going to win. You're not going to win.
We're not going to beat Manchester United.
No. You thought you were going to win against Liverpool.
Yeah,
I hope we drew against them because I had no faith in them winning against Liverpool.
And they got their ass beat.
Well, that's 2-0 because in the second half we came out flat. Okay, relax.
Hakeem said, who the hell is a Browns fan?
Our boy Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler is behind me here.
And he started cheering for the Browns when he heard they were 0-16 the season previous. The new season hadn't even started yet. And he said, you know what? I'm cheering for the Browns. He wanted the last place team, chose them, stuck with them, and look at him now.
I may have pressed something on the button by accident.
Did you break our stream?
No, I didn't break the stream. Stream is streaming, but I pressed the button by accident. So if you hear intro music, that's not my fault.
It sounds like Jason might have hit intro music by accident.
I'm sure he was probably trying to look at Kobe's stats.
No.
Fangirl.
Why must you go back there? Anything
right.
left? What's next?
Nothing new in sports, really.
Nah, we got to talk about this, though.
What?
Hating on me and my teams.
We got to talk about how much of you guys saw the video of that 14-year-old boy getting manhandled by those two cops. I know
yeah,
we're
I
tired
saw
of
it.
talking about this shit.
I did not see it.
Bro. Yo, it's disgusting.
Yeah, they slammed his face
Bro,
into the
it's
concrete and
fucking
everything.
disgusting. Then
I'm happy I didn't see it because honestly, like videos like that, as of late, I try to like steer away from, man.
I mean, I know we talk about this. I mean, it's such a common conversation at this point.
Yeah.
We talk about it at least once a month. Police got to do better, bro.
Yeah.
Like, they literally took that boy's head and, 4 times?
It was a couple of times. I can
Bro,
remember.
like when they lift up his head finally and they're like yelling orders at him, he's just like this. Like gushing. He looked like he lost a tooth.
I've always said police are the people who will become police when they were in their life before. They're bullies, they're cowards, and because they get into position of authority, they want to exercise or put out that frustration on people. So this is what police officers or the police academy looks for: people with aggression, people who have.
But
I won't say that for all.
But also think
There's-
this.
in like the police force, there's still a lot of like
There are a lot of
nepotism
good-
essentially. Like
Yeah.
you have a lot of like families
Right.
that are like, you know, my dad was or my mother was.
And there's a
it's
blue
lot-
wall of silence. So
Yeah,
we
and
can't fuck with
so
that.
it's like it's not necessarily just like the kid growing up who was an aggressive person becomes a cop. Like it's not really like that.
But I think the structure of it systematically needs to be broken
well,
as.
it's more a matter of the old analogy of power corrupts.
Absolute power corrupts,
And-
absolutely.
Yeah, and it's essentially that. Like you have people who literally become a cop for all the right reasons, but then when they're in those positions where morality gets, like you have to make those choices, that's when you figure out who somebody is. So I'm not going to go with your stance of, you know, it's like these bullies and aggressive people and outcasts and people who are just like looking for that authority. It's not that at all.
No, what
It's
I'm
just-
saying-
it's a power dynamic of you are seen as a person who is supposed to be the enforcement of law, and people
Of law, not physical abuse, bro.
That's what. Let me say it. You have people who are in a position who are supposed to be the enforcers of law, but you have people who see that and the power that comes with it, and they essentially say they are the law. And that's where the problem lies. It's not a matter of who they were prior to becoming cops. It's who they become once they realize the power they have as cops. That's what's wrong.
My thing is that why are you becoming a police officer? What is your main objective in becoming a police officer?
I mean, I can't speak for the mind of a police officer.
Like, is it to
I can only make the assumption that majority of them are going there because they want to protect and serve, which is the
Now-
mandate of a police officer.
now? I'm glad you said that because when when you protect and serve, it's essentially that you want to protect and serve your community, correct?
Yeah.
Why is it that a lot of the police officers that we see aren't from the community that they're protecting?
Oh, we know why that is.
That's a problem. That's
we know
that's
exactly
the
why that
main
is.
problem. When you don't have people that look like you or understand where you come from, essentially, they're gonna think a different way.
Well, and we can, keeping it in the base here in Montreal, like we know exactly why, with our police force being in the biggest city in Quebec, why majority of the police officers we see aren't Montreal like citizens. You have these small towns throughout Quebec who they take their police officers to give them proper training and to show them like a side of being a police officer where you will literally get the best experience. You put them in the bigger cities. So you put them in Montreal, you put them in Quebec City, you put them in places where it's essentially a metropolitan type of atmosphere. They'll be here for however many years, if that much. And then they go back to their home region. And because they were in these areas, they're considered the best trained to handle any situation throughout the province.
I think that's...
But I also, well, one second.
Yeah.
What I do believe in America, especially, like policing stemmed from once slavery was over. Most of the people who became police officers and set up that system that we know now were slave catchers. And so they have this aggressive mindset that they need to enforce their authority on people in order to gain control. And to me, because we've seen numerous examples online where police and criminals or offenders or lawbreakers, we see very amicable interaction. You know what I mean? Like I've seen so many positive ones.
Yeah, no, I've seen just as much
that we
bad as
can't.
I've
It's
seen
not
good.
an individual thing. You know what I mean? It's a systematic. It's what goes on in the academy as to how they're trained, signs they need to look for, and what they deem to be aggressive. And for me personally, watching that video and watching, he literally had to be at least 230 with his knee in the back of a 14-year-old boy.
Yeah.
Like, what danger does he pose to your fucking life that you need to slam his head over and over into a cement floor?
But you see, this is the thing with police now that they're getting scared of. They're getting scared of video cameras, people filming them. They're getting.
But that's
scared
where the
of,
whole thing ensued from, right?
yeah, and they're getting scared of body cameras. They don't want to wear it. Montreal, they're super against wearing body cameras. For what reason? I don't know. We all know.
Well, it's as I said before, it's the understanding of when they get this power, how they're using it.
But
And majority of the people that are in that position where they don't want to wear the body cams is because they are the ones abusing power.
Because they're the one committing all the stupid shit.
Yeah.
And this is why I say not all police. I say there are some good police, but the majority of them are bad.
I
And
think
I'll tell-
no.
I'll-
I
I'll
would
say-
say
I'll
the
say this.
opposite.
I would say it's the
I would
opposite.
I'll
say
say
the
this.
opposite.
I'll say this. Why I say this? Because police officers know each other. They know what's going on in the police station. They know who police officers, good or bad, know who are the really bad police officers, and they don't do anything and don't say anything. So it's like, how could you be a good police officer if you're not reporting this stuff and you're not saying this stuff? You're just as bad as the police officer who's doing the worst shit.
Yeah, but then if you were to say that, and I disagree, but then we would also have to say the same thing about the black community and the brown community when they see crimes committed by their own who refuse to snitch. Because essentially,
You're right. I'm not saying you're wrong.
that's what it is. It's like, I think for a lot of these police officers, it's like, okay, this person might have outranked another person. So talking out to this person, you might end up in the district you're not trying to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You might end up going to a place where you really, you know what I mean? You might get shifts. You don't know what the outcome of it may be. And I don't think a lot of these people become like that, like you said, based on nepotism. Even if it's not directly through blood, it could be, a high family ranking friend is, you know what I mean? But they feel secure in their behavior because they know that their brotherhood would protect them. Just like how gangsters feel in their community when the community fear them that they won't snitch. So they go around doing really blatant, fucked up things and no one will say anything.
Do you think another police officer will kill another police officer if he snitches?
I wouldn't put it past it.
If
Depends
it's
on
a
how
corrupt cop,
Yeah.
I mean,
You
I
don't
don't
know
put
how far
anything
you
past
go.
anyone.
You don't
I
think
don't put
police is
anything
involved
past
in
you
murders,
or Jamali.
bro?
Like, in all honesty, I don't put anything past anyone because you don't know how somebody's gonna react when they feel like
glad
their
to
back is
know.
up against the wall.
I
That's
guess.
simple.
I just think it's really. I think honestly, we see a shift in the populace in terms of how we see things, and I think until America sees, the like black and brown men being, even women, we had Sandra Bland who died at their hands and all this extra shit. But until they see these heinous activities done to children and they speak out, they're not progressing, bro.
Dude, we have seen it happen to children.
And they don't speak out.
Exactly.
It doesn't happen. Like, to me,
We've seen children get shot. We've seen them, in this case, get their heads smashed into the pavement multiple times.
right.
And like I said, like for me, I heard about the story. I didn't watch a video. Like I literally, I used to be a person who, if this thing happened, I would go watch it. But I've come to a point where it was just making me so angry internally and aggressive that I
It's
have
scary.
to avoid. I have to avoid it for my mental health. Like I can't do it.
Because the thing about it is, like, I'm not saying people should act violent towards police officers. I would never encourage
Absolutely.
that.
No, for sure.
I'm not encouraging that. But the moment I feel like, because it's only going to be worse for anybody else who's not violent, right? But I feel like police officers need to be held accountable. And more so once they're in uniform. Like, the moment you're in uniform and you do something that is beyond protocol, like Jason said, I don't care who it is, you need to be called out and you need to be then stripped of whatever powers you had because of your civil servant position and face the charges.
Well, and you said it right there. I think the one thing that is forgotten in a lot of these police officers' mind is that they're civil servants.
Right.
They work for us.
Oh, hell yeah.
They work to protect us. And
Right.
that's the biggest issue that a lot of us have right now when these situations come up. It's, you're not doing this for us. Like, what you're doing right there doesn't help that person.
Nope.
Doesn't help you or anybody else that's around.
It goes into hand of like, you can't have police policing each other. So if something involves the police, you can't have, say, for example, the SQ investigate the Montreal police or Laval police or Longueuil police, because they all transfer to different departments in different cities, so they all work together.
Police will protect the police. Like, that's just how it is. Unless it's something that's just like so damning and evident.
But
and
that's why you
can't escape.
You need oversight. And when you have civilian oversight, not government oversight or an agency built for it, if you have civilian oversight, like people, regulate people like me, you, Jamal, whatever, that's
But there's
actually
also a bias
looking
that's gonna happen. I really think is the system. The fact that they need to stop looking at, because I was even watching a report where they say, I watched this report after Tamar, the young kid that shot in the park, Rice?
Yeah, Tamir Rice.
Tamir Rice. When he got shot, the cops said he looked like he was 22 years old. And they were like, what the fuck? And so they did this study where when it comes to black children, the moment you hit puberty, you're automatically seen as an adult in the eyes of law enforcement. They did a study.
That's an excuse.
It's not an excuse.
It's an excuse they use to justify
me, it's
it.
poor. It doesn't matter whether the fuck they seen as adult or not. The case in point is the system allows them to see it that way.
Yeah.
The system allows you to see black as negative, brown as negative, Arab as terrorist,
Basically,
however you
people
want to
of
see it.
color in general.
Right. It's just their way of saying, look, if it's this, it must be bad. Because how many, like even the story here in Montreal with the woman who gave birth, put the baby in a shoebox and throw it on her neighbor's balcony. This happened like 3 days ago in Laval.
Oh, I never heard about that.
The fuck?
Yeah. And so the neighbor, I guess, found the baby. And I mean, the baby, God's willing, last I heard was they were been closely monitoring him or her. I don't know what the gender is. But oftentimes we've seen black women do crazy things to their kids and they would be demonized. And here is a situation where it's like, oh no, we need to, she's suffering from shock and eventually we will question her on why she did this.
Put her in population.
We
The
can
fuck
look
you
at what happened
mean?
with Casey Anthony.
You feel me? You know what I mean? We see this time and time again, like where justice is we're just seeing when it comes to color, it's bad. You know what I mean? Like there's these 2 black women in the States that are facing, one is facing 25 years, one is facing 13 years because they send their kids to the wrong district in school. I forgot the states. I was reading the story.
Yeah, and they're giving only like a couple months to
And they're giving
people who
bribe universities to get their dumb
months.
kids in. They're walking, like literally gonna walk. Because even if you spend 4 months in, bro,
Good behavior, you're
Yeah.
out.
You're out. Like you're not going anywhere.
It's a different set of things, man. But that's why I said
Understand too, when it comes to the States, it's all money.
you need
all
oversight.
Money.
You need
If
oversight.
you
and
have
stuff.
the money, you will not spend the time in jail.
No, not unless they want your ass in there. Because you could tell me money gets you places. It didn't get Bill Cosby nowhere, but in jail. He has money.
Not enough.
His skin's not light enough. He's not lily white. You know what I mean? Like that's the real deal about it. Like it's fucked up.
So what does that explain R. Kelly then? R. Kelly's been out of jail.
True, he's broke as shit.
And he's broke.
But R. Kelly's good to have because he's like a guinea pig. Like when they're fucking up the country, they just throw up R. Kelly and everybody sort of get distracted. R. Kelly's the perfect puppet. He plays into the scenarios. He gets fucked up interviews.
No, the perfect puppet is Trump.
Oh yeah, he definitely is the perfect puppet for Mr. Pence.
R. Kelly's nothing compared to Trump, fuck.
Trump
is literally the perfect puppet.
Trump is a fucking moron. As much as I don't necessarily... Did you see the post that CNBC put up today? Where they're like, oh, well, under the Trump presidency, the stock market has risen to some new heights. And I'm like, bro.
It's doing well.
People just scared.
Hey,
But the stock market's been going up since before him.
Yeah.
Bro, people forget that...
And it's still going up.
They credit black unemployment to Trump. First of all, when you put in a policy in place, it takes at least 6 months to a year for you to even see changes, right? Mm-hmm. So everything Barack did in his last, few years that finally transgressed into positivity, he's somehow claiming it.
Well, it's more a matter of they just look at it as, well, you didn't fuck it up. Like, that's all.
No, but it's not even just didn't fuck it up. Like, be realistic.
No, I'm saying,
bro.
like, when they're looking at Trump, they're like, well, you didn't fuck it up. You didn't do anything that ruined it.
Or his
And
comments.
he had many opportunities where you're just like, yeah, he's going to ruin this shit.
Yeah, but big changes like that won't take effect for like another 2-3 years.
Yes,
of course,
so
not.
obviously-
Of course not.
You
We
know
know
what I
that.
mean?
We
It's like-
know that.
It's like his whole shit on WikiLeaks recently where he's like, oh, WikiLeaks, nah, it's not my real thing, It's not what I like.
And he said in previous thing, I
Previous
love
interview,
WikiLeaks.
He's like, I love WikiLeaks. And bro,
I love
like,
WikiLeaks.
what? Like, they
He's special.
They need to get him a new brain instead of a new
He's so
toupee.
special.
He's beyond special.
He'd be on a special bus.
We have Donald and Mickey running the fucking White House. Walt Disney must be proud. I've never thought the day I'll see that, bro. They're really like, no, you can't compare Donald Trump. But I'm just saying, like, it's fucked up when it comes to. Why are you laughing? You never thought about that? Am I the only one who thought about it? Mike Pence, Mickey Mouse, Donald, Daffy. You know what I mean? Like, I really thought of it. Like, when I heard them going up, I was like, this is funny.
I'm chilling, man.
I was like, yo, this is fucked up. Nah, man. But on some real shit, people gotta, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't think, to have oversight is gonna be any good because
the reason why I say oversight is because Toronto has something like that. And in Toronto, as soon as that came in, when it had civilian oversight, crime started going.
crime or
Police misconduct. Sorry,
Police misconduct,
Police
okay.
misconduct started going down. But a lot of things. But
I was
in
about to say
turn,
it was hot around there
You
not too
know
long
what
ago.
I mean? They're just shooting up malls and shit.
but
Broad
that's
damn.
but that's the thing. With what I mean, crime went down is because nothing escalated because of police misconduct. So
Right.
less crimes, less police misconduct. I'm not sure if they have the cameras yet or anything like that. But because you have that oversight now and you have regular people actually looking over this stuff, it's like, okay, regular people can be trusted with this responsibility instead of having police who just protect each other. Because regular people are not protecting no one.
Bro,
They're just anyone.
In Quebec, you can't even get English and French people to agree on certain shit. You
you
can't. You wouldn't even have them to agree on that. They'd be like, no, c'est francophone. Il a fait ça bon. Là.
And it's not even proper French either, so imagine that.
I learned it from the Quebecers.
Hey, just speak a level of Franglais and you're good to go, man.
Franglish over here.
Franglish.
Nah, but it's crazy. I really hope that these type of shit change, and it doesn't take like crazy action, because I really feel like one of these days, and I really wouldn't like it, because good people are gonna get hurt. But I think if you push people to a point where they feel like they have to defend themselves, we're gonna see good cop get fucked up, and I wouldn't want that, because that's not gonna solve anything.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You know what I mean? Like, I just think there should have to have a level of conscience. You have someone subdued, bro. Like, you don't have to abuse them to that level.
Yeah, and like I was saying before, like I feel like that's just a matter of, for that individual or those individuals in general, just abusing their power, just feeling like they can do this and nothing's gonna happen to them, and that's that power corrupting.
You know what I mean? But like, I feel like, what if one of those kids somehow are thuggish and they had a gun, and they saw him do that and they just bang one in the head? Because I mean, he was so focused on the kid that it wasn't, you know what I mean? It's not far-fetched to think someone could just be like, oh shit, run up, bang. Then what do you say to the kid who pulled the trigger? You're the bad guy? It's just stupid. We can't wait till something terrible happened to an innocent cop to then think of like how we're gonna change it. It has to be systematic. And we see, I don't know if you saw this study too that was done with kids, where they had to put in order like figurines, same figurines, just different hue, on who's bad and who's good, who's nice and who's not. And anything negative was associated to the darkest color, even when it came to black kids.
No, we know that.
Like, that's fucked up.
We know what the conditioning is, what the handing down of racism is when it comes to these things.
It's part of the game.
Like
dog.
that's
what
not
they
a
teach you in school.
secret. That's not something that is unknown or unbeknownst to anyone. Like, the darker you are, the worse you're going to be treated. Like,
right, but the point is, we know this. Something got to change, and we can't wait for a drastic change. You want black people to just, or colored people to just rise up and start doing ignorant shit?
No, of course not.
No one. It's a lose-lose situation.
But it's one thing to say something has to change. It's another thing to know what exactly needs to change.
And that's why I say it's systematic, because even though someone is aggressive towards you, you're police. You're supposed to chain to diffuse situation. These people are, they're there to literally throw fuel on the fire when it comes to a situation, incidents. We see that here in Montreal with the kid who got shot in NDG. Like, they don't want to diffuse shit. They're taking every opportunity to get to enforce power at will.
Yeah.
And that to me is a learned behavior. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, the first part we have to look at is the academy. These people need to go through psychological testing. There need to be something to determine whether this person fit for the job or not. I'm sorry, if you live in a predominant, or you grew up in a predominant white environment, it's, whether we agree it or not, it's going to shock you to govern a place where there's the opposite, majority black or brown.
And look, in regards to what you're saying here, as far as it's the system, it's even before the system. Like, this type of mentality where the darker hue is the dangerous one.
Right.
It's something that's learned immediately from those that are your guardians, those that are the ones who watch over you, because it's not something that's universally shared across the board. It's something that is taught, it's learned, it's handed down to you.
Yep.
So by the time they get to the academy, it's too late.
But then, no, it's not too late.
Because if this is something that you've been taught and conditioned to see the darker hue
right
as the problem,
right,
by the time you're in the academy,
right,
like, this is what, at the very least 18 years,
right,
that this has been your mentality.
Absolutely.
You're in the academy now.
Absolutely.
18 years versus however many years you spend in the academy is absolutely nothing.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. They shouldn't get in. They should have enough testing, you know what I mean, whether psychological, just put people in real life scenarios and see how they're going to behave and conduct themselves. enough testing so that they don't get on the street to hurt civilians.
No, and that I agree with.
That's what I'm saying. The academy needs to stop. It's the last barrier.
And I'm mostly I'm not speaking on like.
Or you're talking about personal behavioral
Yeah, I'm
issues.
speaking more in the sense of beyond just the police.
Well,
It's if we're looking to really make some type of difference and effort in this, it's you have to get it at a point where it's before like societal interaction. It's what are the people that are rearing you doing to make you get to this point.
But then that's too hard.
But
It's extremely hard.
That's too hard. That's why I'm saying the academy has that last stand, and they should be the one, because not every racist person is going to grow up to be a cop.
And that's
that's why I'm
I mean.
saying,
Like I'm speaking. Like I know, like our conversation is about cops,
right?
I'm just speaking more in the sense of it's beyond that in that type of sense.
You can't control that.
So Jamali's point, I understand what you're right. You have to stop like see average students from getting into the police academy.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
Like,
I don't think anybody who is less than an honor roll student should be.
First of all, until being a cop takes as long as it is to be a fucking lawyer
or a doctor.
That's what Akeem just said in the.
We should not be doing that.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even see he wrote that.
Yeah, he said that.
I can't even get on the stream.
I can't get on the stream at all.
Up on me.
Yeah, that's what he said there. I guess
Shout out to Akeem. You know, they say great mind thinks alike. So I feel you, brother.
We were all on the same page there, so.
Well, I'm giving everybody a compliment. Yeah. Why you got to be so sensitive,
I'm
man?
backing it up, bro. What do you mean sensitive? I said we're all on
he
the
doesn't
same
want you
page
to
here.
shine, bro. He's still talking about your eating burger comment.
Who?
Your whatever joke you made on him before about the way he eat burgers or learn to eat a burger. You get fucked up.
I mean, puffy cheeks. My favorite chipmunk.
Wow.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Wow.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I love you, Akeem, man. You're my broski. All right, man. Any final things to put out there before we hit the road on this one?
I don't know. I don't think I have anything that I need to say. I'm good. Just if police break the law, put them in population.
Bro, prevention is what we're looking for.
I'm just saying. Okay, but I'm saying
don't bite. Don't
I'm
bite.
just saying
we're
if they
looking
break,
for preventative measures,
don't
not
bite.
reactive measures.
All right. Don't let's see average students become police officers. There.
Jamali, final thoughts?
I personally think, like I said before, as long as to become a police officer, you need to have training. You need to also have probably social weaknesses to vouch for your character, honestly speaking. And it shouldn't be your mom and dad, bro. We should start randomizing. Oh, you went to school with this guy. Like, you know, like how to do jury duty?
Yeah.
Just randomly look up someone in your past and be like, oh, you know Jason, is he a dickhead or not? You know what I mean? Like, that's what this should be doing.
Fail.
You know what I mean? People who naturally have social biases, and this goes both ways.
Yeah.
You know, like certain black people and brown people may see white kids as privileged, which is not always the case. You get what I'm saying? Obviously, systematically, they are more privileged, but I'm talking about on a case-to-case basis.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
And I think those type of preventative measures need to happen. You know what I mean? We can't wait till you're out of the academy to be like, oh, we made a mistake and a life is lost, especially a young life and a helpless person at that who's looking to be protected. We've seen that so many times.
You good? I mean, I feel like you just capitalized on it, so there's not much else for me to run on top of that. It was perfectly said. This was a great episode, guys. I feel like you guys really got your shit off. It was good.
I always get my shit off.
As for everybody who's still on the live stream, thank you guys. Unfortunately, I was having issues getting
We're all
on.
having issues.
Yeah, it kept freezing for some reason.
Yep.
Earlier, we were a bit late because we were having problems with the stream key as well. So hopefully next week those problems will be resolved and we'll all be able to interact with you guys as we're talking to each other, to be able to get questions from you guys and basically have you be a bit more involved in the conversation. But like I said, thank you so much for being a part of this and listening. We're going to be doing this almost every week, essentially, for the most part. And with that being said, have a great weekend. Go see Endgame because we will be talking about it next week. For all my Game of Thrones fans, Do not hit me up during the episode. We can talk immediately after it's done. You can DM and Twitter and all that good stuff. And we'll all cry together with the ones who die and be happy about the ones who survive. That's the Don't Be Mad podcast, proud members of the Upford Network. Thank you guys so much for listening. Peace.
We out.
Take care,
Love is
people.
love.